So, ladies and gentlemen, how good or how bad was the noted NHL referee Kerry Fraser? Well, it depends you talk to. Some people blame him for not calling a penalty on Wayne Gretzky in Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals in '93. A lot of people think it cost him the Stanley Cup like they were going to beat Montreal in the final. But here's the point, ladies and gentlemen. Kerry Fraser was bad to every team he ref for, and at least he was consistent. Now, Kerry Fraser is currently a hockey analyst, broadcaster, and former senior referee in the NHL. During his career, he called 1,904 regular season games, 12 Stanley Cup finals, and over 261 Stanley Cup playoff contests. Now, he joined the National Hockey League Officials Association on September 1st, 1973, and officiated his first game in the '81 season. Now, the native of Sarnia wore number 2, and his name was on the back, and again, I can't say how he chanted his name, but it has to do with a rhyme with duck and Fraser. Now, beginning in the '95 season, he wore the number 2. He would continue to wear this number until his retirement from officiating. He was also one of the last 3 NFL officials covered by the grandfather clause that allowed him to go without a helmet, thus allowing his signature bouffant hairstyle to be seen. Now, the father of several children, Marcy, Ryan, Jessica, Matthew, Ian, Jamie, and Kara, his family came out of derision and threats for a short while in '93, as Fraser did not give Wayne Gretzky a penalty for high stick on the Maple Leafs' Doug Gilmour in Game 6 of the Campbell Conference Final. Now, again, Gretzky drew blood. That's normally 4 minutes, and it never happened. With Gilmour off the ice getting stitches and resulting wound, Gretzky scored the game-winning goal, and the Kings won Game 7. Fraser officiated the '96 World Cup of Hockey and the '98 Winter Olympics in Nagano, Japan, which was the first Olympic tournament to feature NHL participation. Now, Fraser, actually, a very interesting case. He missed the beginning of the 06-07 season while recovering from an incident in September that year. He was helping his daughter move and was carrying a TV down the steps when he lost his footing. His big toe was shattered. Before returning to referee NHL games, he officiated some AHL contests alongside his son Ryan. In November of 2006, James Duthie, along with Kerry Fraser, created a short mock interview documentary claiming Fraser missed the start of the season because he was afraid that wearing a helmet would mess up his hair. Fraser's first game back with the NHL was a contest between the Lightning and the Bruins on November 30, 2006. He was the odd rarity of calling games in Atlanta before both the Flames and the Thrashers in the Omni and Phillips Arena. Now, Fraser retired officiating after 2010 seasons, working his last game on April 11, 2010 in Philadelphia as the Flyers hosted the Rangers at Wachovia Center, which is the closest NHL arena to his residence in New Jersey. Also during the season, he worked in a number of important games as the league's most senior referee, including the 2010 Winter Classic. He followed retirement and releasing autobiography, The Final Call, Hockey Stories from a Legend in Stripes. Okay. Fraser continues involved in the NHL community by participating in a TSNCA blog called Come On Ref, where he applies his NHL referee experience to controversial calls in current NHL games. He should know. Fraser also serves as analyst on TSN's hockey highlight show, That's Hockey Tonight, or did for a while. At just 5'7", 1.7 meters tall, Fraser said his height contributed his longevity in the league by forcing him to develop techniques to avoid being hit. Fraser's father, Hilton Hilt Fraser, was a huge influence on his son's career, having him skating at 15 months old, chasing pucks at 11, and refereeing by age 15. In 1995, Fraser was received into the Roman Catholic Church. On November 3rd, 2007, it was announced via NHL.com that Fraser had been diagnosed with a rare incurable blood disorder called ascension thrombocythemia, which he has, he's continued to battle against that disease. Now, he currently holds the record for most NHL regular season games refereed, although he was second to Bill McCreary in playoff games refereed. He was voted the most consistent referee in December 2005 poll of NHL players by the Hockey News, because he could be good and bad for everybody. That was good. Now, he was awarded the 2007 Special Achievement Award by the Philadelphia Sports Writers Association. In 2009, Fraser was named to the Ontario Minor Hockey Association's all-time team as a referee. A banner was raised at a home read of the Ontario Hockey League's Sarnia Sting in his hometown to mark the honor. But here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. He said this once, and I tend to agree. You could be refereeing for years and you make one bad call and they're going to remember you. Now, the 93 playoff, Montreal was winning a lot of overtime games on the Eastern Conference side. They got past several teams, including the Nordiques, the Buffalo and the Islanders. At the time of Game 7, Montreal was already in the Stanley Cup final. So a lot of people believed that the Maple Leafs had a great chance to win that contest. And that Toronto was up 3-2. Again, they were leading in Game 6. Now, we're going to go over quickly go over that game, because I want to make sure that I'm not saying that he made the bad call, because it's all perspectives. Now, that Game 6, probably one of the most important games in modern Toronto Maple Leaf history, because they would have won. Essentially, they would have had their best chance to win the cup in years. Now, by the time that Toronto and the Kings had played in that final, everybody thought again this was going to be quite an interesting match. Now, of course, there was bad blood between the Kings and Gilmour for years, dating back to November 22nd, 92, when Gilmour broke the left arm of Thomas Sandstrom with a slash, drawing an 8-day suspension. Now, Toronto took a 3-2 series lead, ending Game 6 in LA, which would ultimately become the most controversial in NHL history. Again, with the game tied in forward overtime, Gretzky high-stick Gilmour to face, cutting his chin open. As with the alleged headbutt in Game 1, high-sticking penalties that resulted in a cut to the time resulted in a 5-minute major penalty and a game misconduct on the play. However, Gretzky was not penalized by Fraser, again, and went on to score the winning goal. Now, Gretzky then went to score a hat-trick and get an assist in the 5-4 win in Toronto. Now, to this date, this remains the closest the Maple Leafs have come to winning a Stanley Cup, 5 wins away since the last win in '67. And again, this is like a continuing nightmare. So the reason why I'm doing it to Kerry Fraser, I want to do equal opportunity. You had Kerry Fraser, Terry Gregson, and Don Koharski, the 3 people that were causing major problems for players. In the case of Fraser, he's the lesser of the 3, or less problem, because generally Kerry Fraser would call a game bad for both sides. And like I said, you couldn't get bad because there would be bad call against Montreal, a bad call against Toronto or Boston or Buffalo. But Kerry Fraser, his heart's in the right place. I don't think he's as hateful as Terry Gregson or as clueless as Don Koharski. But from what I heard from people that dealt with him, Kerry Fraser is a decent guy. And to referee all those games and not get killed, for God's sake, Schoenfeld tried to kill Koharski. Half of Montreal wanted to kill Gregson in that famous opening game against Philadelphia in the '87 playoffs. But Kerry Fraser, for what he was, like I said, longevity, I have to respect it. So that's the true story of our ice referee, Kerry Fraser. If you like what you're doing here with our NHL podcast, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share.